Hello everyone, Spencer here, and today we are just doing a quick opening of the new Brothers War pre-release pack. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to the pre-release itself, but I managed to get myself a pack from my local game store, and yeah, I'm going to give that a quick open now and see what we get. Let's get our gears turning apparently. I got the Urza's Iron Alliance box. There was one Mishra box left, but I went for the Urza's box. I don't really follow the story, so I don't know who is the good and the bad brother. I think Urza's meant to be the good guy and Mishra's meant to be the bad guy, but I'm not sure if it's all just a matter of perspective. It's nice to see them trying to utilise the box now with these little counters and tokens, making use of what is a lonely lot of wasted cardboard. But yeah, here we go with the pre-release box. Oh, nice black and purple die. It's very fancy. How good is it? Oh, average 12. Let's have a look at our packs. Move this out of the way. Sorry if this is all a bit noisy. We have our pre-release guide, how to build your sealed deck. A nice little card divider. I have a few of those now, quite handy. Pre-release promo card, now in paper, which I think is a better move than the plastic. And we have our 6 packs. Now, I don't know what is good in terms of the sealed environment and limited environment, and what is in terms of good in terms of standard and stuff like that. I know Mishra and Urza are obviously kind of the chase cards, because obviously they're the named heroes and they're currently fetching a little bit. There is the Awakened Wood card and a few of the other meld cards. I think there's like a green forest lady that's meant to be pretty good. Let's have a look at our promo here. So we have our Painland in a foil. Not a bad pull. Painlands are absolutely solid. A solid card, so yeah, there you go. Would recommend. Get a few of them and make your decks a lot better. Speaking from like a commander point of view, or sometimes sealed events, taking 1 damage to get what you need out is not always a bad thing. Right, these are draft boosters. So the weird thing with draft boosters in this set is they are some retro cards in here. I think every pack has 1. And they are legal within the sealed and limited environment, but not legal within standard. So it's kind of like a fun card within the pack. I think it's part of this booster box fun they've been pushing since this fire came in a few years back. Right, once again, not quite sure what is great, what is not great, so we're just going to have a flip through quite quickly. I'm going to sort them into coloured piles as if I was doing a sealed event. That's how I tend to do it. So we'll do white, blue, black, red, green. We'll do artifacts down at the bottom here. I imagine there's going to be a few of them. One thing you are looking for in Limited and Sealed and Vialed is the gold cards to see what colours those pull you into. Nothing really jumping out at me amongst the commons. I could be wrong though, please let me know if I am. Let's just move these across. So we've got white, blue, black, red, green. Artifacts. Right, we have a Baloth. And we have, okay, this is our first rare. Yep, black's there. Tokasi, Dig Site Mentor. So this is This is interesting because it's a Bant commander, but it gives Surveil. Surveil was normally something we saw exclusively with Dimir, so this is kind of like crossing the colour ply slightly. So we can exile it from our graveyard to return any number of target artifact cards with mana value 10 or less from them. So I've got multicoloured cards here, and here's one of our old bordered cards. So we've got a Prismatic Talisman, tap 1, gain 1 life, and a good old token. Nothing super exciting, I think, from that first pack. We seem to have a few more green cards than we do any other colour. Do we have much removal yet? No. Removal is something I look for exclusively when playing sealed. The part of the bread method, I believe it is. Let's get rid of the token at the back. Okay, so I've got some sorceries, some enchantments. Here's one of the new artifact creatures, which is a giant beast of a 9/9, but it can also be a 6/6 prototype monsters. I'm not sure how they are functioning. It's an artifact, but it's also blue. I guess it goes in artifact pile. Thorax the Demon, another one of those artifacts. In fact, shall we put them within their respective colour identities? That seems to make more sense. Technically, I guess that should be red if it's part of that colour identity. And that should be white. Oh my god, this is... oh no, this is mixing things up. Let's just put artifacts all together. Cool. Then we've got Urza's Rebuff instant. Some more artifact creatures. It's very artifact creature heavy. Well, first bit of equipment. +1 and 0 and flying. Flying is pretty relevant. Tap 2 artifact creatures. Stun counters. Stun is a new thing that came in, I think, with Streets. Was it Streets that came in stun? So here's one of our gold cards that starts pulling us, along with this one, into certain areas. So we've got, this is pulling us to red and black, which we don't really have many on. We still have the most of green. So I'm not sure if that's good for us. Diana's Command. I think she's the new meld green beast of a creature, and then we have Bonesaw. Another piece of equipment. I'm not sure how good this lady is. Yeah, so we'll just keep chewing through the packs, see what we find. Obviously, I'd love to get a Mishra or an Urza. Few other cards I think are good. Going for the Throat I think has been reprinted in this as well, which is a good solid removal. So let's just have a flip through. Some more equipment. The gold card. This pulls in Dread Green, so this seems like it might be a bit more viable for our sealed pool if I was actually able to play. Would be something I'd be looking at, because I could try and use red for removal and damage and buff tricks to get my creature damage through in the stalled board states of Constructed and Limited. We have a Fauna Shaman. Discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle. It's kind of like a pseudo tutor, like pay 1, tap it, tutor for a specific for a creature. That could be quite handy in quite a few decks. So I won't be surprised if that saw a little bit of play here and there. It is limited to the fact of you having creatures, so it needs to be in a creature heavy deck. We have Semblance Anvil, which is an imprint. Exile non-hand card from your hand. Spells that cast cost share the card type with the exile card, costs 2 less to cast, so it makes things cheaper for that specific card type. So if you are in a like a themed tribal style deck, tribal instance, something like that. Yeah, that's our first foil besides our promo. Let's just throw that in with the reds. There we go. Survivor. Some more blue, some more black. Trench Stalker. It's always fascinates me, some of the names that you come out with on Magic cards. Another red and green, so this helps the synergies. And we have another Bonesaw. Creature you can respond from again instruct on turn to turn. You have to sacrifice this to do so, but it is potentially a good way of getting damage through. Is it the same artwork? Yeah. Or slightly different artwork. So, non-token, we've got a land, slightly different artwork here, look. So we've got like almost like a 3D and a 2D version. Yeah. Keep going. 2 packs left. Still not seen any crazy bombs. Dredging Core. Giant Growth, Solid Pump Spells. Okay, so we've got a gold car in white and black. We are starting to get a bit of pile of white and black, so it might be worth going through. Enters the battlefield, return target artifact creature from mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, that is quite relevant, seeing as there's a lot of artifacts in this set, so that could be a good thing. We have our Great Worm. I'm not sure if this is actually worth anything. It's our first mythic though. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. I mean, it is a landfall, so could be something. Then we've got a Chromatic Star. Sacrifice Chromatic Star, add 1 mana of any colour. When Chromatic Star is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. So it's not too bad. Add 1 mana, draw a card, ramp. And down to the last pack. Let's see what we've got here. So, Wigstone, Scrap, Epic, Bitter, Warlords, Colossus, Carrion. There we go. Goblin, Gruesome Realization. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Opponents get -1. That's not too bad. That's a lot of text on there. Destroy target non-land opponent controls. Where did lands go? There we go. Additional cost is spell sacrifice creature. Deal damage equal to sacrifice creature power to any target. Draw a card. That's not too bad. The Temporal Anchor. Okay. Beginning of your keep scry 2. So this is one of those things. This is a lot of mana, and you don't start to see a benefit until the beginning of your upkeep. So you've got to play this, and you've got to wait for it to get to your next turn. So in formats like Standard, like 6 mana, that's quite a lot of mana. Like, and then even in Commander, like you might be taking a full turn off to cast this, and then you've got to wait to your upkeep just to scry 2. So I don't think this has got much legs. I mean, it gives you the 8 cards that you exile, but yeah, you've got to wait till your upkeep. I'm not feeling that. I think that's a bit of a trap. Maybe it's good in some type of like constructed format. Let's have a look at this Elsewhere Flask. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Okay, so it gives you card draw and it kind of like fixes your mana. It gives you that land type as well. I guess it's kind of handy with like the domain spells and stuff that came out last set. And that's that. What I might do now is have a quick flip through our cards, see what we've got in terms of what we would put together for a sealed or draft pool. I'm just looking for all the rares because I forgot to put them in a separate pile. Don't think there was any rares in here. Oh, that's Summoner's Armlets is a rare. We don't have many white cards, so we wouldn't be playing white. especially as well there are creatures. And that's only draw a card, gain life. Yeah, and looks like white would be out of it in terms of a sealed limited pool. Let's move these out of the way. Anything else in here? I mean, we have a few instants, but we should expect that from blue. Counter thing. It's basically a convolute, isn't it? Pay 4, counter it. Stun 2 things. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Surveil. See, this is the Surveil's in blue, you see, which is why I find it strange that it's in the Bant coloured card. Got another one. Counter. So nothing major pulling me into blue out of that selection there. See, this feels a bit like it's got a bit more value because I can use it to draw cards if I'm running out of steam, and I can also use it to get rid of a lot of the chaff on my opponent's board, like the little things such as a Carrion Locust. This spell costs 3 less, targets creature with 3 mana less, turn target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. So that's a bit of recursion, but it's one of those things you've got to have the right type of card in your graveyard and this in your hand to cast it. So it's a few hoops to jump through, so it's not. It's like a 23rd card if you put it in your deck, you know. Let's focus on let's cast for each creature card and exile target creature. So we've got some removal, you know. In limited formats, you are going to have creature cards in your graveyard. So we've got a few options in black to get recur some things and to kill things, and we also have the land, which is beneficial. In red, sacrifice creature, deal damage equals to sacrifice. Okay. Deal 5 damage to target creature. So it's a lot of mana, but I think we had 2 of them. So that could be a thing if we can stall out for the late game, like by playing green. So maybe red and green. Okay, so that's a way of cheating out some of the big things as well. Create 2 1/1 soldiers, creature control. That's the way of getting damage though. So yeah, maybe red and green would be our best option in this sealed pool. We've got a bit of ramp. Yeah, we've got some fight tricks. Non-creature, so a way of turning artifacts into creatures as well. We've got some late game mana sinks. Yeah, some more tricks. Yeah, feels like red and green should be the way we go in terms of sealed draft pool. What did we have in the artifacts in terms of red and green? Sacrifice, exile target online. So we've got some form of removal actually there. That's within green. There we go. Prototype. It's got reach and trample as well, which is good against the flyers. Unearth, so we can keep coming back. Gain life equals power, so that's good. It's trying to save you in limited formats. Yeah. So I think in terms of a sealed pool, I would be playing something along the lines of these guys and these guys. If we could cast an anvil with a creature behind it, then creatures would cost 2 less to cast, which would be pretty good. I mean, that could be a good synergy we have there. We do also have this Oblast of Engineers. So yeah, I think we've got a good collection of things. What I might do now is sit down, just spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes, going through the cards, put a deck together, and then I'll give you a quick cap of what deck I've put together with what I've got, and you guys can leave me your feedback, see what you think. But in terms of my pulls, they weren't the best, they weren't awful, we didn't get no Urzas or anything like that. So we've got the Command, we've got the Shaman, we've got the Loyal Bodyguard, the Great Worm being our Mythic, the Temporal Anchor, we've got Dick Sight Mentor, and we've got the Semblance Anvil. So yeah, it's not too bad. Obviously we've got the Underground River, which is a bit annoying, we can't use that within our colour pie that we'd played a sealed event with, but that's the way that it goes 90% of the time. But yeah, let me know guys how your sealed pull went. Obviously I didn't actually get to play at mine, which was very annoying. But hey ho, I get to sit at home and figure it all out and still do the problem solving and try and make the best deck possible here. Anyway, and I get the enjoyment out of that, so that was great. And if anybody is wanting the code, here is the code. So yeah, thank you for sticking around to the end. There is your reward. One lucky person will have that. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you very much for watching. Hope your pre-release went well, guys. Let me know what you think about the pulls and what you would do. Would you have gone Gruul with red and green, or would you have gone something else? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.